ask you a question. Say for instance, someone came to your house, two people, man and a woman, in a suit jacket. One had a suit jacket, one didn't. They came, they knock on the door, boom, boom, boom. You open the door, they say, hey, we're just in the neighborhood. We like permission to talk to your children. You say, talk to my children? What do you mean? Why do you want to talk to my children? They say, we won't need very long, but we do need you to sign off on this. This is what we're going to be talking to them about. We're going to talk to them about sex. We're going to talk to them about drugs. We're going to talk to them about partying. We're going to talk to them about murder. We're just going to talk to them about everything. We're going to talk about everything that's pleasurable. Oh, and I forgot. We brought a change of clothes. I'm going to put on women clothes, and she's going to put on men clothes, and we're going to switch roles. And they pull out the piece of paper and the pen, and they try to get you to sign it. What would you say to that? How would you feel? Like, what? I mean, what would be going through your mind? I mean, it would almost seem like they were playing a joke, right? Some of you would probably say you would probably do something. You'll put hands on those people, or you would just tell them to get away, But anybody in their right mind would say absolutely not. You're not going to come into my house. You're not going to talk to my kids about anything, because I am the one that is going to talk to my kids about any of those issues when the time comes. That would be the logical thing to do, right? Well, see, the thing about it is we do this every day. I'm going to say you do this every day, because I don't do that, Not saying I'm above anybody else, or my family is above anybody else, or nothing like that. But we make a conscious decision not to let the children around us partake in those kind of things. You see, many of y'all letting y'all kids watch anything on TV, listen to any kind of music that they want to. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's like letting them watch today's hip hop, letting them listen to today's hip hop, the things that everyone else is doing, talking about Molly's and Percocets and banging broads and doing all different kind of stuff at the strip club, all of these different things. It's like letting your kids watch scary movies and thinking that they won't have nightmares, or thinking that they won't be affected by it. You're absolutely foolish if you think your kids aren't being affected by these things. I had this talk with somebody, and they said, well, it takes a strong person. Most kids aren't that strong. No kids are that strong. Matter of fact, adults aren't that strong. That's why you see everybody doing the same thing. You see everybody drinking this this drink with the 2 cups. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think trends are here? They're here because you see these things and you listen to these things, you watch these things, and then you start to do it. We live in a world full of followers that think they're leaders. But no, everybody leads and everybody follows. That is correct, but it's all about who are you following. You see, we following nonsense. I walked into the Asian store the other day. They playing Molly's and Percocets. Little kids walking around this store and everything, right in the black community. It's absolutely nonsense, and we fall for it on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying? It's absolute garbage. I was working with a young man, and the young man was constantly humping on everything. He was touching little boys. He was touching little girls. He couldn't keep his hands off of anything. And I kept telling the people about it. I kept talking to the parents, everything about it. What's going on with this kid, I started talking to the little kid. I asked him, because I saw him dance, and I asked him, I said, man, who's your favorite artist? He said, Chris Brown. I love Chris Brown. That's my favorite. I mean, this guy was like 5 or 6 years old. He got to doing all this dance moves, doing all that stuff. I said, look at who his influences are. You see what I'm saying? Chris Brown is an adult, and you guys are letting your kids listen to this. I see little boys doing Beyonce dances, and the mom's just sitting up there thinking that stuff is funny. This is garbage. Use your logic. This doesn't even have anything to do with religion. It has anything to do with anything other than logic. Use your logic. Use your brains. We are being programmed by the media. Follow the money. Look who owns the media. Find out why you're being programmed. You're just sheep. You're just sheep being trained to do certain things. And everybody this goes with the flow. This blind. This very blind. And it's very sad. I got much respect for people out there that's exposing the enemy. Sorry about that. That's exposing the enemy. That's really staying hard, fighting against pedophilia and stuff like that. We live in a world that is very dark, man. These kids are being led to the slaughter. So, you know, like I said, big shouts out to people like what's my man's name? Hussein Campbell. I mean, he's a gentleman that's constantly trying to expose this stuff, constantly trying to put it out there. And you know, and the people with any kind of power, the people with any kind of big media sources and stuff like that, they don't want to hear that stuff because they're all a part of it. You know, but I've been saying this for years, you know. I think that associations is key, you know what I'm saying? The things that we associate with are the things that we're going to be like. That's the things that's going to shape our lives. And we got to get a hold of this, especially when it comes to your kid. It's one thing that you're poisoning yourself, but you're poisoning your kids. Man, take some time just to think.